Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 8, Yoga with the Imperishable God. In this chapter, Arjun asks, Purushottam, who is Brahma? What is Adhyatam? What is Karma? What is known as Adibhut? And what is called Adidev? Madhusudan, what is Adiyagya and how is it body? And in what manner you are known to the resourceful devotees? Lord Almighty said, Brahma is the supreme creator and the soul and the body is known as Adhyatam. The creation by Brahma in the form of all living beings and which are without any selfish motive is known as karma. All living beings who are born and who perish are known as Adibhut, and the core Atman in the body is Adhyatam. Arjun, I, the omnipresent Vasudev in the body, is known as Adiyagya. The person who remembers me even at the end of his life and leaves the body while remembering me, in fact attains me. There is no doubt about it. Kunti Putra Arjun, at the end of human life, whichever aspect is remembered by the dying man, he assumes the same in his next birth. The simple reason for this is that he remained influenced with the particular aspect throughout his life. Therefore, Arjun, at all times, you must remember only me and you must also fight. In this manner, through the battle which you will dedicate to me with mind and wisdom, you will assume my form. Parth, it is the law of nature that the person who practices yoga with continuous concentration of mind eventually assumes the form of the brightest of all, the Supreme Lord Himself. The person who always meditates on the Almighty as the Supreme Person who knows everything is minutest and creates and sustains all beings and also emanates light like the sun and is beyond knowledge, and he who remembers the omnipresent Almighty, such a devoted human being during his lifetime concentrates his mind on the middle of his forehead with calm and peaceful countenance, remembers me and becomes one with me. I will now briefly explain to you the divine order in which the knowledgeable persons who understand the Vedas and call that prime divine order the unperishable and seek to attain this divine order practice celibacy. The person who controls his senses and brings the mind to a meditative mode and fixes the prana, the life force, with the conquered mind to the forehead and thereafter keep on chanting Om, the one word which signifies the universe, and meditates on my form, in the end attains salvation. Arjun, the person whose mind is always full of thoughts about me and who is engaged in remembering me and my manifestations I am indeed easily approachable to him, or he achieves me without any difficulty. The sages who have achieved prime siddhi attain my form and are eventually free from this world of sorrow. They are not born again. Arjun, all lokas, including the Brahma Lok, move into a cycle of birth and death. However, he who attains me becomes free from this cycle, because while all these lokas, due to their limited time, are temporary, I, being out of these time limits, am immortal. One day of Brahma is equal to 1000 cycles of the 4 yugas. According to Hindu philosophy, the world moves in a cycle of 4 yugas: Satyuga, Dwapar Yuga, Tritiya Yuga, or Kali Yuga. And one night is equal to 1000 cycles of yugas. Person who understands this perspective is in fact aware of the basic nature of time. All living beings in the beginning of the day of the Brahman emerge from the minute form of Brahma, and in the night merge into the same minute form. Parth, these very living beings repeatedly are born and then merged and are born again. The invisible form, which is beyond human vision, beyond any description, and which cannot be destroyed even when the entire universe is annihilated. What is known in words as beyond description or explanation, and is in fact the immortal and inexplicable attribute, is my prime abode, and people who realize this do not need to come back again. Parth, the Almighty, in which all beings are present, and the Almighty that pervades whole of the universe, is achievable by man only through his wholehearted devotion. Arjun, now I will explain to you which are the times in which if a person passes away from this world, he comes back, or in which times he does not. Those who breathe their last under the influence of fire god, the god of the day, and in auspicious time during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north, are helped by the aforesaid gods to achieve the supreme Brahman. But those who breathe their last under the influence of moonless fortnight, or in the next 6 months when the sun goes towards the south, go to heaven, but eventually come back to the earth again as soon as the fruits of their good deeds are exhausted. There are 2 types of deaths in this world according to scripture. One is the lighted one, while the other one takes place in darkness. When one goes through light, he does not come back. But when one goes through darkness, he needs to come back to the earth. Parth, the person who understands these 2 roots form its essence does not fall prey to the worldly illusions. Therefore, Arjun, you must practice stable mindedness at all times and work out ways and means to attain my status. The person who understands this sacred knowledge to the core and who transcends the fruit of good deeds like yajna, devotional service to a good cause, dan, tapa, attains me. Thus spoke Lord Krishna to Arjun.